This is not a kid-friendly show.
Yo, what's really good, my dudes? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. So we're going to be discussing the 120 Slayer Dev Diary video that just came out today. If you want to check it out for yourself, which I suggest you go do, the link to the video will be down in the description below. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. The first thing I want to do is give my response to this quick part in the very beginning of the video here.
If players had no amnesty, they would just try and get it done before it was even released. They would never give the new content a chance. And even if the content was released and there was no amnesty, they would just go and do the most efficient thing, which wouldn't necessarily be fun. They would try to do it as quickly as possible.
Now this I totally disagree with. For me, I was 120 Slayer before they ever even announced that 120 Slayer was really going to be a real thing. And when I heard it was going to be real, I was totally excited. I really wanted to see what these new monsters were, new dungeons, etc. because I love Slayer. I just love the skill. And I don't think there's this large flock of people who want to just get it over with and have no interest in ever touching Slayer, especially since Slayer's already a really good money maker. People aren't just going to abandon Slayer once they hit 120 and never enjoy the new content that's going to come out, because it's probably, like they said, it's going to be better XP rates, etc. and it's going to be good money, which, I mean, that's not confirmed, but obviously it's going to be good money. Let's be realistic here. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible that there aren't players out there who he is describing. I just think that is probably such a tiny minority that they don't need to consider it when they're trying to make new content. And there are other reasons for an amnesty, which they do delve into the future in this video, but this particular reason I don't think is a good reason for an amnesty. Again, they have good reasons. This particular one, I'm not seeing it. He mentions directly after that if there was no amnesty and this came out and people weren't 120 yet, they would simply just camp the highest XP per hour, which wouldn't necessarily be the most funnest or most engaging or whatever, so they wouldn't really get a chance to soak in a lot of the content that they put their heart and soul into. So the amnesty allows players to enjoy a more variety of the content. However, I would argue the type of player that he's specifically talking about, I think that type of player is gonna still do the fastest method no matter what it is, regardless of an amnesty or not. I truly think that kind of player is already in that mindset and is gonna do those most efficient ways no matter what. So amnesty or not, I don't think that's a factor you need to think when it comes to this kind of thing. That's just my 2 cents. Let me know below what you think. So with that mini rant out of the way, I just want to talk about this next interesting part here.
And the answer is, in this dungeon, we're going to try and give a mix of both of them. You know, if you want that AFK experience, you'll be able to find a monster for that. But if you want to put the extra effort in and get a higher XP rate, then we're going to offer that for you as well. And at the end of the dungeon, there's going to be a boss. And that's going to be one of the most rewarding mechanics, but it's also going to require you to find keys to enter this boss. It's going to require you to gear up, to bring all your food, your potions, but at the same time, it's going to give the highest Slayer XP rates in game.
So the new Slayer dungeon coming out is going to have a variety of difficulty and levels of engagement when it comes to fighting their monsters. There's going to be some AFK things like Dark Beasts, your lower tier AFK chill back and just gain XP type of things. Then there's going to be higher level things, maybe around the level of Elite Slayer mobs, maybe not, we have to wait and see. And then at the very end, there's going to be some sort of boss like Legions or whatever that will require a key of some sort to enter, and it will actually, the bosses will provide the best XP around. So that's actually really interesting to hear and just jot down to note.
And then there's Dark Beasts, Water Fiends, Abyssal Demons. Those are the 3 that I can just think off the top of my head. And they are saying they are too easy and they are too rewarding. We are aware of that, and this is not a confirmation, but we are actually thinking of not nerfing them as you would perceive. But the problem with them is they have too little life points compared to what kind of XP they give.
Next thing I want to talk about is they quickly mentioned that the most common things like Dark Beasts, Abyssal Demons, etc. They have way too low amount of HP for what you get out of it in terms of XP, money, etc. So they're thinking about changing that slightly. It's not confirmed that they are going to do it, but they are talks of it, and they even used the Aqua Knight change an example where they gave them more HP, made them a little bit more beefy. So we may see that change in the future. We may see Abyssal Demons, Dark Beasts, etc. may have an HP buff or something to make them more competitive and more in line with their XP rates, which in turn actually might drop the XP per hour because it takes longer to kill them, but we don't know yet. It's not even confirmed that they're going to do this. They are thinking about it though, and they know that it is a potential problem, especially for these new Slayer monsters. If they're going to be more intense, I could see a lot of people not really even engaging in the new ones if they could just camp something like Abyssal Demons. That being said, we're going to have to watch this space, and I will inform you as soon as we hear more about it.
Yeah, obviously this is early days in the design, but probably the start of the dungeon will be around mid-80s, and that will go all the way up to the 115 to 120 range.
So this next part is really interesting. It says that basically the new Slayer dungeon coming out with Mana Floss is going to start somewhere around the mid-80s. Now it's not confirmed that it's going to be that. It's still early development, so that may be subject to change. But me personally, in the mid-80s seems really, really low for a dungeon that's aimed at the 120 cap. I don't know. I think they should start somewhere in the 90s, to be quite honest. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think.
The newer players or the lower level players, they will also benefit from it too, because they will still be able to get their levels and they won't lose out on max capes or anything like that.
So yeah, we feel a 3-month amnesty is definitely the right thing to do.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so this is the final thing I really want to touch on in today's video. So he says here that the amnesty is going to be about 3 months. I don't know if that's going to subject to change or that's still in the works of changing. Because if you looked at my older videos where we talked about the amnesty, etc., in the forums, they even had talks as big as a whole entire year of amnesty. And they had different levels of amnesty that they were pitching to the players. So I don't know if this is set in stone that it's going to be 3 months. But until we hear otherwise, I'm just going to have go with this. And if I do hear any other information regarding it, I definitely will let you guys know, I promise. So stay tuned for that. But as of right now, it seems like a 3-month amnesty after release in June, assuming everything goes accordingly. Anyways, that about wraps it up for this video. Guys, if you want a fun drinking game, actually, which is actually pretty fucking hilarious, when you go watch the video, their original video, if you take a shot for every time that J-Mod in the middle nods his head, you will be lit as fuck by like 5 minutes in. Anyways, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I promise to keep you up to date on all things RuneScape. You're already in the right place, so hit subscribe, and I promise to keep you up to date, my doggies. Anyways, thanks for watching. I am out. Peace.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.